Hello, everyone. Welcome to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving. In today's lecture, we will discuss the exercise questions of following directions. In the previous lecture, we discussed that there are six type of problems that can be asked from following directions. So before this, we already covered three type of problems that were direction sense and relative directions, distance and direction. So all these three were already covered in the previous lecture. Now we'll cover the other three types of problems. That is routes and paths, coded direction and distance, and we'll also cover turns and rotation. So we'll discuss the remaining three types today. So let us start with the first type, which is routes and path. In these type of questions, we are given an entire path or an entire route, and we have to answer the question based on that. So let me draw the basic directions for your reference. These are the four primary directions. Now, town D is 13 km towards the east of town A. So D, let me just break the information. So this is the first information. D is 13 km towards the east of town A. Now, a bus starts from town A and travels 8 km towards west. So a bus starts from A, travels for 8 kilometers, and then takes a right turn. So from here, the bus takes a right turn. Okay. After taking the right turn, it travels 5 km. So the bus now travels 5 km and it reaches town B. So this much information is given, right? From B, the bus takes a right turn again and travels 21 km. So if the bus travels 21 km, it will be in the same line as D because 8 plus 13 will give me 21, right? And then the bus stops. We have to find out how far and towards which direction must the bus travel to reach town D. So very clearly the direction is towards south. So we have to travel towards south to reach D. Now the other part of the question is how much? So how much? We can clearly see that if B and this point is 5, then D and this point will be also equal to 5 km. So our answer will be 5 km towards the south, which is option number 4. Now, Vijay started walking towards the south. So Vijay is going in this direction and he walks for 15 meter. Then he turns to the left. So he is turning to the left. He's coming at this direction and he walks for 15 meter. From here, 15 meter. Right? He then again turned to his left and walked 15 meters. So again left, walked 15 meter. We have to find out how far is he from his original position. So this point was the original position and in which direction. So from the original position, with respect to the original position, he is towards the east. And how much? 15 meter. So the answer will be 15 meter towards the east direction. Do we have an option? No. So the answer will be option number 4, none of these. Now, a person starts walking in the south direction and walks a distance of 7 meters. So south distance 7 meter. Then he took a left turn and walked 6 meters. So left will be which direction? This direction, 6 meter. Again, he takes a left turn and walks 15 meter. So this direction, how much we are walking? 15 meter. And he reaches a point P. So this is point P. Find the distance between the starting point and P. So from this point to this point, and in which direction is the person from the initial point. So this was the initial point, right? From this point, the person is in which direction? The person is in this direction, and this direction is the northeast direction. Now let us check for the distance. We will use Pythagoras theorem. So let me draw a right angle triangle. If this is 7 and this is 15, this distance will be equal to how much? This distance will be equal to 8. So this will be 8, and this we already know is 6. So according to the Pythagoras theorem, let's say the initial point is I. Distance between PI will be 8 square plus 6 square. So 8 square is 64, 6 square is 36, total is 100. So the PI square is equals to 100. So we have to find the distance for PI, which will be under root of 100, which will be 10. So 10 meter towards the northeast will be the correct answer, which is in option number 3. So option number 3 will be the correct answer. Now let us look at this question. A child is looking for his father. He went 90 meters in the east. So let's say this is initial position of the child. Initial position of the child. He goes 90 meter in the east. Then he turns to his right. Right? And from there he goes 20 meter. So from here he goes 20 meter. And then he turns to his right again. So he goes 30 meter over here to reach his uncle's place. So this is the uncle's place. Right? And from this point, his father was not there. So he went 100 meters to his north. So from here, he goes, this is 90. 100 meters he goes to the north. And he met his father's in the street. Over here, we have the street, and he meets his father over here. We have to find out how much distance is covered by the child to meet his father. So the total distance. Over here, we are not saying that we have to find the straight line distance. If we have to find the straight line distance, that means the shortest distance. So this is not mentioned in the question. The question says how much distance is covered. So that means total distance. Until and unless it is mentioned that we have to find the shortest distance or the straight line distance, it means total distance. So in this case, the total distance will be 100 plus 90 plus 20 plus 30, which will be equal to 240 meters. So our answer will be option number 4, 240 meters. Now, this is type 5, coded direction and distance. This is very similar to coding and decoding. So basically, in this, each symbol, each direction is coded with a symbol. For example, here it is written that A plus B. This will denote that B is in the, let me write it in short. B is to the north of A. Similarly, it is written if this symbol is used, that means B is to the south of A. Similarly, if this symbol is used, that means A is to the east of B. Similarly, if this symbol is used, that will mean that A is to the west of B. So basically what is happening, all the directions are coded with some symbols. So it is very similar to coding and decoding. Now let us start solving the question. M is this symbol. What is this symbol? This is this symbol. This symbol means south. So N will be south of M. N will be south of M by 40 meters. Okay. Then point P, similar use of symbol, is 30 meter. Then O. So O will be south of P. So O, I am just writing it over here. O will be south of P by 30 meter. We'll join this later with the main diagram. Then Q and R is mentioned. We can't use this information right now. S and R is mentioned. Again, Q and P is mentioned. No use. Then O and N is mentioned. So we can use this. Point O is this direction from N. So this direction means east. So point O will be 60 meter to the east of N. So here I can write like this. I joined it with the main diagram, right? Now, again, we can use this information. Q is same. Q is to the east of P. So Q will be to the east 32 meter of P, right? Then Q is 30 meter plus symbol is used. So north. R will be 30 meter north of Q. So R will be 30 meter north of Q. So it will go like this. Then it says that S is this direction. So S is towards the east of R by 40 meters. So if we move 40 meters towards the east, S will be over here. So this will be my final diagram. M, then N, then O, then P, then Q, then R, then S. So this is my final diagram. Now, the question is we have to find the shortest distance between M and P. So M is over here and P is over here. So in a straight line basis, if I draw a triangle like this, a right angle triangle, we'll use Pythagoras theorem. So this distance will be what? 10, and this distance will be what? 60. So MP square will be equal to what? MP square will be 10 square plus 60 square. So 10 square is 100. 60 square will be 3600. This will be 3700. So MP will be under root of 3700. Right? So under root of 3700 will be how much? It will be 10 under root 37 meter. So our answer will be 10 under root 37, which is option number 1. Now, same information, different question. So let us draw the diagram. M was here. 40 meter below this, we had N. From, this is the information that I used. From N, we were going to O. 60 meter O. From O, we were going to P, 30 meter. Right? From P, we were going to Q, 32 meter. From Q, we were going to R, like this, 30 meter. And from R, we were going to S, like this, 40 meter. So this we discussed in the previous question, this diagram. Now, based on this diagram, the question is, what is the shortest distance between the point S and the point which is to the east of P? So the point which is to the east of P is Q. So we have to find the shortest distance between Q. So this, the point which is to the east of Q, this signifies Q. So we have to find the shortest distance between S and Q. So between S and Q, again we'll use the Pythagoras theorem. This is 90 degrees. So SQ square will be equal to 30 square plus 40 square. Right? 30 square is how much? 900. 40 square is how much? 1600. Total will give me 2500. Right? This is SQ square. So SQ will be how much? Under root of 2500. This will give me answer as 50. So my answer will be option number 1, 50 meter. Again, same information, different question. So let us draw the diagram. M, from here we go to N. This information. From N we go 60 meter to O. This information. From O we go 30 meter to P. M has to be a little above. Then P. From P we go 32 meter to which point? Q. From Q we go 30 meter to R. And from R we go 40 meter to S. This is the diagram. Now the question is, Q is in which direction with respect to N? So Q is here and N is here, and we have to direction with respect to N. So with respect to n, q would be in which direction? This direction. And this direction is called what? So if I am drawing the direction chart, what is this direction called? This direction is called northeast. So q is in the northeast direction with respect to n. So our answer will be option number 3, northeast. Now, same information, different question. So let us draw the diagram. From P we go to which point? From P we go to Q. This was the diagram. Now, it is given to us that Z is a point which is at a distance of 92 meter from Q towards west. So towards west will be this side. From Q, if I have to move 92 meter, let's draw it over here. From Q, if I have to go 92 meter, so this will be 60 and this will be 32. 60 plus 32 will give me 92 meter. So I will reach a point, Z will be a point on this line. This will be equal to 30 and this will be equal to 10. Correct? Then we have to find the distance between point M and point Z and in which direction with respect to M. So with respect to M, we have to look from the point of view of M. With respect to M, Z is in which direction? It is in south direction. Right? And what is the distance? 10 meter is the distance. So our answer will be 10 meter towards south, which is option number 2. So are you understanding how we are solving questions for coded directions and distance? Basically, each symbol is coded as a direction. We figured that out, then we draw the diagram, and then based on this diagram, we are solving questions. Now, question number 5. Same information, a different question. So let me draw the diagram. This is P. 32 will give me Q. From here we go to R and from here we go to S. So this is the diagram. Now, we have to find out O is in which direction with respect to S. So with respect to S, we have to find out the direction of O. So this is the direction of O. Let us draw the chart. This is north, this is south, this is west, and this is east. So this direction will be called what? It will be southwest. So our answer will be option number 2, southwest. Okay. So this question concluded our coding, direction and distance. Now let us move on to the last type, which is type 6, turns and rotations. So for a brief revision, let us see how many concepts we did. We discussed directions, then we discussed relative directions. Okay, then we discussed the concept of what is left and what is right if in these 4 primary directions. Right? Then we discussed what is clockwise and what is anti-clockwise as well. Then I told you about rotations, 90 degree and 45 degree, 270 degree, all these. And then we discussed Pythagoras theorem. So all these concepts were used for following directions. So let us come to the last type, which is type number 6, rotations and turns. Now, point P is 5 meter towards the south. So let me draw a small diagram for your references. Okay. Point P is 5 meter towards the south of point M. First information. Point Q is 3 meter towards the east of point P. So 3 meter towards the east of point P. Point O is 3 meter towards the east of point M. So O is again 3 meters towards the point M. Point N is 2 meter towards the south of point Q. So from Q, 2 meters south will give me point N. Now, a person is facing north. He takes a left turn from point M. So from point M, left will be this side, right? He will go this side, walks for 4 kilometers and stops. Then he takes another left turn. So left turn will be this side. and walks for 5 meter and stops. So he will be in line with P and Q, right? And this point is called R. We have to find out which of the following points, including R, will fall in straight line. So including R, the only thing that falls in straight line is R, P and Q, which is option number 3. So option number 3 will be your correct answer. Now question number 2. A person starts from point P in east and moves 12 meter to point Q. A person starts from point P in east. So this is point P and he moves 12 meter from east to reach point Q. Then he moves right 8 meter to reach point R. Again he moves right, so right will be this direction, 6 meter to reach point S. Then he moves 6 meter north to point T. So 6 meter north, this is 12 and this is T. Right? From there he goes to left for 6 meter. Left will be this direction to reach point U. U will be just below P, right? Which of the following 3 points he would form triangle whose all the angles are less than 90? So if we look at something like this, in this triangle, all the points will be less than 90 degree. So our triangle will be QTR, which is option number 2. So option number 2 will be the correct answer. Now, B is 7 meters away in the north of A. So B 7 meter to the north of A. A moves 9 meter towards east. So 9 meter towards east from the starting point. Okay. And takes a right turn and walks 2 meter. Okay. Then takes a left turn and walks 1 meter. And finally he takes a left turn and moves 9 meter. So he'll be here 7 plus 2. He'll be in line with B. How far and in which direction is A from B? So from B the direction is east. And from B the distance is 9 plus 1, which is 10 meter. So our answer will be 10 meter towards east, which is option number 4. Now, W walked 30 meters towards south. So 30 meters towards south. Then took a left turn. So left turn will be here and walked for 50 meters. He then again took a left turn and walked for 30 meters. So he will be in line with the initial position. How far is he from the starting point? So very clearly, starting from point 50 meters. Very easy question. Option number 4. Now, let us see. Ashok started walking towards south. So Ashok is going towards south. And he walks 50 meters. And then he takes a right turn. So right turn will be this side. And he walks for 30 meters. Right? Then again he took a right turn and walked 100 meters. So from here, he took a right turn and walked 100 meters. Right? He then again took a right turn and walked 30 meters. So again a right turn, 30 meters. Right? And he stopped. How far and in which direction was he from the starting point? So very clearly he'll reach this point and this is the initial point, starting point. So they will be in line. So we have to find the direction from the starting point. So direction is towards north. And the distance is very clearly 100 minus 50, which will be 50 meters. So 50 meter north is an option number 3, and option number 3 will be your correct answer. So this concludes today's lecture. Thank you.